A solitary cell with one door and one window. All visible walls are covered from head to toe with scattered mathematical scribblings and theorems, as well as a page or two of pirate now. A cot rests against the wall of stage center, and a small desk with a rolling chair facing the wall sits stage left. The door sits stage right, and the window is the fourth wall. Jonathan Stultz sits in the chair, scribbling frantically and muttering to himself. A pair of glasses with no lenses rests in his shirt pocket. After a moment, Jason walks in.
Should be fine. I don't think he's dangerous. He wouldn't risk it, right? Dr. John Stultz?
Please, call me Jonathan.
Why not John?
Do I look like a John to you?
Well,
Sorry if I seem irritable with you. My secretary didn't inform me I was having a meeting today.
your secretary?
Yes, Denise, the one right outside my office.
You mean that big burly man guarding your door?
Yes! That's what I like to call him. Denise, my secretary. He goes everywhere with me. I like to have a fresh set of hands taking notes for me because if there isn't someone else, I'll do it myself.
I see. Doesn't he have to go everywhere with you? Because he's, your guard?
You say guard, I say secretary, who, by chance, keeps me safe. And I get to call him Denise.
You certainly are something else, Dr. Stultz.
I said you can call me Jonathan.
I like Dr. Stultz better. I'm Jason Ronald.
They shake hands.
You have two first names! So what brings you here today, Jason?
I came to visit your...
I hate the word visit. It makes it sound more pleasant than it really is.
Being in a cell?
No, you.
Me?
You're here to steal my work?
I wasn't. I only wanted to discuss math with you. Like a tutoring lesson.
Right, that's what I said. My mathematical series, my work. You're here to steal my work.
I wouldn't steal anything.
Right, because stealing is a much more aggressive word for whatever it is you're calling it. Plagiarizing? Yeah, that's the word. Don't they still make those adorably useless PSAs about how plagiarizing is illegal? Well, I suppose you wouldn't know, seeing as how you didn't learn a thing from them. But here's the general gist of it. If they're my ideas and you use them, you're shit out of luck.
I'm already shit out of luck.
Jason, you old dog, your forehead is magnificent. I must use it.
Jonathan pulls Jason's head into his lap so that Jason's now sideways and confused on the cot. Jonathan immediately begins to draw a three-dimensional cylinder across his forehead and marker.
The voluptuous curving of your upper brow just begs to be used for geometric beauty. I'm like Andy Warhol painting a perfect can of soup, but this is more like painting onto a sculpture or a crooked canvas and using the indentation to your strength to make it look so real.
Jonathan lets Jason back up, who frantically looks in his phone reflection and freaks out.
You just drew a soup can on my forehead?
I had to, Jason! I had to!
Look, can we talk about math or not?
Nah, I don't really feel like giving away my ideas today. But call back next week. Maybe I'll have changed my mind. It does that a lot these days, you know.
Jonathan.
Jason.
Jonathan!
Jason! See? I can play this game too!
I could really use your help.
You sought my help? Here, of all places? This is NYICI, the New York Institute for the Criminally Insane. Do you have any idea what that means?
That you people here are crazy?
That we're crazy and dangerous. That our minds make us a threat, and so they keep us from the other crazies.
But you're still an incredible mind.
So is the guy I ate lunch with, but I'm 70% certain he's a former Nazi scientist. What's your point?
You're better qualified than most anybody I know to...
To what? Tutor you? Or were you finally going to be blunt with me and admit you want to steal my work?
But
I'll draw on those too.
Doctor.
Doctor? I'm fairly certain they took away my degree, son. All three of them.
Jonathan! I'm desperate.
I'm flattered, but you're not my type.
I'm a researcher at a local university.
Let me guess. You're not a researcher of history, are you?
Math.
You don't say.
I'm sorry I tried to lie, but please, I really need your help. You're my only hope.
Sorry, Princess Leia.
This is serious. Can't you take this seriously?
No.
Well, that's great. Glad I'm wasting my time.
Jason begins to leave, but Jonathan stands up and pushes Jason into the chair and wheels him over to the desk.
Show me what you have.
I don't have anything.
Then what did you need my help with?
I'm going to lose my grant, God damn it. I'm going to lose my house, my wife. Oh God, the twins.
You've got kids, huh?
Jack and Jill.
You had twins and you named them Jack and Jill? What kind of a sadist are you?
I'm not very creative.
Speaking of...
The university gave me a grant to research series in advanced calculus.
And you have nothing?
All the theorems and equations I was working on didn't make the cut. I've got nothing tangible.
So what? You figured you could come here and read my sketches and hear my rants and write it up into a nice big journal for a nice big grant? Feed your children with the fruits of my labor?
Yeah, something like that.
Do me a favor and get out of the business while you can.
Out?
Math. Get out of it.
But, wait, what?
Math is too stressful for you.
But I love math.
Yeah, so did I. Look, Jason, if you keep going on this road, you'll end up like me. If you don't have anything good, give up now and go home.
This coming from you. Dr. Jonathan fucking Stultz? 10-time published author in the field of mathematics and professor of 15 years, all while he was researching. They gave you the Fields Medal twice, for Christ's sake. Why wouldn't I want to end up like you?
I lost everything to math.
You lost everything to your mind, Dr. Stultz. You were brilliant in your prime. I haven't had mine yet.
The difference is, back then I had ideas already. When I ran out of steam, I ran out of steam. If you're already out, well, I think you're young enough to reevaluate your life.
Reevaluate my life? Are you kidding me?
That's hilarious, ain't it?
It's bullshit is what it is.
Sometimes life is bullshit. Look how far I've come and look how far I've fallen. There's no everlasting glory in our lifetime. We'll only be remembered long after we're dead, when equal-minded brilliance is fully formed in the average human mind. And finally, at that moment, they will revere us as being ahead of our time.
But if you can prove it to your peers...
They aren't my peers. They're beneath me intellectually. They'll only ever feel that the things I say might be true.
Doctor, you can't always think that way.
You know what? I really do enjoy these conversations we have, Denise. Could you send in the suits now? I've got that presentation, you know. Denise, I do not have time for jokes anymore. I need you back in the secretary mode. I can't delay the executives.
Dr. Stultz?
Yes, Denise?
It's Jason. Jason Ronald.
Jonathan doesn't change his expression. He just finishes his writing and puts the pencil down, looking at it with focus, then breaks out into laughter.
2 first names. You want to hear a funny story, Jason?
Does it have anything to do with math?
Nothing you'll find helpful. After I had won the first Fields Medal, I was allowed to meet the president. And dear Lord, get a hold of this joker. Comes right up to me, knowing full well that I am a prize winner second and a professor first, always. Knowing all that, still manages to make a dumb joke. Should I call you to a treaty negotiation sometime and get your calculation? It was horrible.
I think it was mildly clever.
But it's the president, Jason! They could have been more clever. They should have been more clever. I would have been more clever. I would have said, how about we sign and co-sign a bill together? And this is the person running our country.
How is this a funny story?
It's funny to me. I have no obligation to be nice to the president. I don't have an obligation to you either.
Jonathan, it's not just me. Math without you has subsided. The world needs the mind of Dr. Jonathan P. Stultz. You can't abandon the world.
No, I don't think I'll ever go back. The world wants to abandon me? That's fine. Yeah, you hear that, world? I'm out! 3 cheers for all of your militant Bible thumpers whose archaic, brutal testaments are filled with the false idea that God is some big kid on an anthill with a big old magnifying glass he uses to smite.
Doctor!
Or how about those North Ugandan warlords for all of the precious tiny hands that they've filled? With what, you may ask?
AK-47s?
Not just that, but the blood of their own parents. Lock and load, Jason Ronald, because we are all going to hell. It's not just Joseph Kony.
Fine then. How about 3 cheers for everything you stand for? Obviously, it's not also your fault the world's a spinning ball of shit. You could be out there helping us, and you're not. Who knows what technologies could have been invented in all this time you've been locking yourself away in your tower, Rapunzel.
And what do? Go home and celebrate your so-called wars? But don't ever forget to lock your doors in this world, Mr. Ronald. Because you may ignore the fact that you're floating on a sinking ship, but you can't ignore the fact that it's floating in a sea of crap.
Jonathan continues laughing to himself before jumping up on the cot, moving to the wall, and scanning the drawings. He giggles as he follows the long, long formula as it wraps around the pages, leading his gaze as if in a trance.
Can't you feel them, Jason?
Feel what?
Souls of all the great mathematicians that are lost to us. Euler, Thales, Euclid, Archimedes, all of them immortalized in their work with some once-a-generation ability. And they watch us upon their pedestals of immortality, and they judge us, and they mock us, Jason, as we quarrel over the possession of that which are mere stepping stones for these great men. And what do we have to show for it? What do I have to show for it?
Doctor?
My wife left me. Did you know that? It was funny. I came home and she wasn't there and her stuff was gone, and for the life of me, I couldn't think of what was missing. It wasn't until a week had gone by that I realized she wasn't there anymore.
Wow.
One day,
I'm sorry.
sometime later, I was in my basement preparing for a demonstration the next day at the lab. The idea that using advanced calculations could create the perfect pharmaceuticals. When my life finally caught up to me and I fell asleep mid-pour as I mixed chemicals, kaboom! Gone! Destroyed my home!
You survived an explosion of that magnitude? How?
Miracle, I guess. I said I went crazy because a blow to the head messed me up. I'm sure the explosion played some part in the grand scheme of things.
Is that why you call everyone Denise?
My secretary for 13 years, yeah.
And here I was thinking there couldn't possibly be a reason to lock you up forever. Dementia.
You told me I lost everything to my mind. Truth is, Jason, I was messed up long before that explosion. I wasted my whole life spending every moment pursuing math, obsessed with becoming like these giants, living in their shadows. Jason, we can't become them. I'll never be remembered like them. So what's the point?
They're only remembered because they died.
I should have died in that explosion! If I had died, maybe I would have been remembered as the man I was, the 2-time Fields Medal winning mathematician. Not some old legend who worked himself mad. Not like this.
Jason motions to the door.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I should go. Maybe I should give up. But Jonathan, you're all wrong. We aren't the stepping stones of their work. They were the stepping stones. And yeah, you might not be remembered, but guess what? You were better than them.
Jonathan looks up at him and begins to close in on him with an expression of intent to harm. Jason backs into the doorway before stopping with Jonathan directly in front of him. Jason notices his glasses and takes them off Jonathan's face.
There's not even lenses in these. What is even the...
It's all my best theories about mathematics in one single booklet. Never published, never even had eyes laid on them that weren't my own. Take it.
Why?
Because the best chance of my work getting published is through someone else. I might not be famous after all, but I'll still have contributed to the art, and I'll live on through my equations.
Dr. Stultz, Jonathan, if these equations come to anything at all, I'll credit you. I'll say we worked on them together.
No, you won't. You can't. We both know it, but I just might be able to live with that. Oh, right! There's 2 notebooks!
Jonathan starts removing his clothes swiftly with no warning to Jason, who looks confused but starts laughing. Jonathan finds a notebook in his pants and hands it to him proudly, standing in nothing but his underwear and socks.
I might just miss you, Dr. Stultz.
Jonathan smiles triumphantly and then turns to his desk and begins writing. Jason starts to leave.
Oh, Jason?
What?
Stick around for dessert tonight. It's special. We're having pie! Pie! Did you hear that, Denise?
For everything you stood for. It's not your fault the world's a spinning ball of shit. Go home and celebrate your wars and don't forget to lock your doors. Ignore the fact you're floating on a sinking ship. Go home and celebrate celebrate your wars and don't forget to lock your doors. Ignore the fact you're floating on a sinking ship.